Hello, hello, good morning. Happy Monday. How are you all doing today? Hopefully everything should be looking and sounding good. I accidentally, when playing around with some OBS settings, reset all of the scenes and everything else and the audio, so that's fun. But hopefully the stream should be much higher quality right now, so let me know if that's not the case and we can make some adjustments. So far, everything seems to be working pretty good. No drop frames, 60 frames per second. Everything seems to be fine. So hopefully, we shouldn't have any more issues. At least that's the hope, especially with the audio quality. So I made a lot of changes over the weekend. But today we're going to be continuing to work on the course update. So last week we were able to update the Hello World, I think it was, and the routing, or wait, it was like routing and data. I think we did both of those, which means that the project is up next, and that's going to be a little bit interesting. Also, I have, is your username just an emoji? Anyways, hello, nice sir, whatever your username is, and also King M. Hello, how are you two doing today? I also know that you sent those messages significantly before the stream started, so you may not be here too. All right, so hey, I did not tell you to raise my desk up. Every time that the electricity goes out here, which it did a couple times last week, it resets the sort of off button on my desk, and so now if I like touch my mouse when it's on, it will just like, oh yeah, you want to stand up, right? It's like, not exactly right now. Okay, so last time, maybe it was like 2 times ago, we had decided that for the project we probably wanted to Dockerize this to make it a little bit easier to access everything, if possible. And that's what I wanted to sort of play around with, was making it so that when we do Docker Compose up, we can bring up Axum too and have it run the tests and have everything else work. And I would guess that if we bring up Axum with the tests running the way we expect it to, it should just work. Let's see, where are we? We're in data. So if we go to, do I have like a project? Oh, project solution. That's probably what it is. Yeah, okay, so here's the project solution. But if we open up Compose, so we have our database open there. There we have Axum. I have it on the profile Axum. It's going to build backend Rust Axum. So that's where the Docker file is. I wonder if I would rather put the Docker file in the project solution instead. Yeah, thinking about this, anybody who is going to follow along is going to have to add in their section or significantly update this to get theirs to work in this specific Docker too, which I'm not necessarily sure that I don't think that's really helpful. I don't have like anything to support that. So I think it does make more sense just not to have this at all. And just do things outside of Docker. I guess we use Docker for the database only. So remove you, so you're happy. Then if we rerun this, so it re-brings up the database, you're happy. And I could bring you up. So we are on the latest version, haven't changed anything else. So if I do a, like, should we keep our code over here, or should I, let's make this smaller. Like that. Where should I put you? Like, I kind of feel like, is it H right? Yeah, that's move. Okay, so down here, we're going to run our project just code. So I'll go ahead and do a cargo run. This should work just fine because we are on the latest version of Rust, but we're pinned to a very specific version of Axum and everything else. So it should be fine. It should work just fine. Skylar, hello. How are you doing today? Let's see. Do I care about having you open? Probably not, except I want you to be on the right. Oh, I want this to be over there. Can I still change your size? No. Okay, so that was a mistake. Hold on, I can fix this. Okay, there we go. Maybe I want this to be just like sort of terminal that I have down below, so we'll just bring that down there. And we'll have our code be up here. And this will be fine, right? Error connecting to database. What happened? Okay, so our SQL connection pull timed out. Now our database is up and running here, so that should be fine. Now, is it a .env problem? Like, do I have a .env? So project solution. Oh, yeah, no .env here. I wonder if it's because it was a different profile I was streaming on, and so because of that I don't have anything. That would probably do it. So let's go into our backend, Rust Axum, project solution. I'm guessing I put this all in main. Huh, that's interesting. I didn't get this missing environment variable database URL. I must have that in my environment variable somewhere, but it must be incorrect. So if let's cat into .env in this directory, and we know we're going to want this database URL, and you're going to be a Postgres, and then I think it's Postgres username. We horribly misspelled let's see, there, keyorb cat. Okay, so keyorb cat there at, this is going to be localhost because I am outside of Docker right now. So localhost, and then what is your 5433? So 5433 is our port here. And then Postgres is the name of the database itself. Okay, what else am I looking for? So a jot secret. I believe this can just be a literal, keyboard cat. So we could just do something like that. Because you are... Oh, I don't have arrow keys. Let's not put arrows or special characters in. Let's just do that. That'll be fine. And is that it? That might be all I need. So we'll close that up. Let's go ahead and rerun you and see if that works. No matter what I say, it constantly re-asks me every single time it reruns. All right, so you're running, which is great. And if I rerun, let's see, we tried Insomnia last time. I haven't tried the new the new suggested one of these, so sorry about that. Landmo, hello. How are you doing today? New update. I'll do that later. Okay, so if I do, let's see, our introduction to Axum. But I don't have the project because this is data routes hello world. We need a new folder, which we're going to call project. Did I go in? No, I don't go in there. Don't go in. Come on, but like slightly. Okay. There, good enough. Oh, my stereo is messed up. You only hear me on the left. Oh, interesting. I didn't try to change that, but now that I'm looking at the thing, I do see only one little line matchup on there. Okay, I don't see anything on my Focusrite, so I don't think it's the Red Scarlet itself. Let me see if I can find filters, properties. It's just that thing. That seems to be fine. How about advanced audio properties? Mic aux. Okay, balance. It's not mono. Wait, should I do mono? Maybe that's a problem. Mono. There we go. Okay, now the line is on both. Let me... Yeah, I added as a stereo mic accidentally. That's probably what it was. Okay, so it was not on mono, and now it is. So now it should sound fine. Hamza, hello. How are you doing today? You think we should use the name of the Postgres Docker container instead of localhost since Postgres is running in Docker? Yes, so normally that is absolutely correct, and that you would want to use the name of the Postgres, the container in Docker, but the Axum server isn't running inside of Docker, unfortunately, or fortunately. I'm not sure which way we want to put that. So Axum is running outside of Docker, connecting into a Postgres server database in Docker. That's why localhost. Now, we could easily add that in, but because this is going to be something that other people who don't necessarily know Docker are going to use, that's why I'm a little bit hesitant to just add throw it into Docker there, because then it's going to work for me, but not for anybody else for their own code. It will only work for the project solution, which is unsure. Lonmo, you had that issue yourself for a bit where the audio out of the Focusrite was only on one side. Do that whole one channel per input thing. Oh yeah, that's true. And I do have like a line where if I got a second microphone, I could probably do two ones and then like have you over here, another one over here. I could look like I'm being interviewed for something. And that'd be fun. It would probably just sound really weird at the end, though. Okay, so in project, let's go ahead and at least test one of these routes out and make sure that they're working the way we expect them to. So now I'm in main here. That's not focus. We have a router. Okay, so we have a route. We have our hello world. Let's check out hello world. Well, that's simple. That's just a 200, isn't it? But okay, a get to slash is hello world. That's all I care about. So if I do a get, so project, no, I do here, HTTP request, hello world. So a get to HTTP localhost. What is this? Is this 3000? I don't actually know what port I'm on. I'm gonna guess 3000. We should, let's see. It's gonna be in the lib. 4000. I hard-coded 4000 because I'm really cool. Okay, so 4000. Oh, I think I did that because then most people are going to choose 3000 because that's just what most people choose. And I chose 4000 so they can run mine and theirs at the same time. That's my vague remembrance. So if I run you, we get 200 back. Okay, instead of a 400, that's going to be fine. So that is our hello world. Yeah, you can do the ASMR mic setup. So I've never actually watched any real ASMR streams. I always thought that was just for like a one stream setup because they just always are like whispering into the same mic, right? Or like, do they actually have two mics? I've only seen like clips here and there. Yeah, for streams, usually mono-centered is better. There's no real reason to shift audio left, right, really. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense because like even if I did have a directional mic, I guess this technically is a directional mic, a mic that can do left and right, and a Focusrite could handle that, and then I can like move back and forth and, you know, talk left and right. It would probably just confuse everybody because I'm sometimes not necessarily perfectly centered in a mic when I want to be. Okay, so you're working. Now, that being said, we also have some tests that we can run. Let's go see if we could find out about those. So I think in the integration tests, go to the backend tests. We have our, okay, API test.js. Ooh, I do have a .env here. And that makes me wonder, okay, what are you? Okay, you're pretty safe. So API port, so then in this one case, I just switched that to 4000 to use the Axum API. But then the rest of it is you're going to localhost. Jot secret needs to be the same Jot secret that I'm using, which is not the case. Okay, let's make that DB connection, and then this connects to the same database, but instead of 432, that's 433 Postgres. Okay, at localhost, that's good. So then theoretically, No MVMRC file. I wonder what version of Node I was running on when we created this. It was like several times ago, so I would imagine that it's 18. But I'm actually curious. If I use LTS right now, which is 20, let's try installing and then running this. Generally, ASMRists use either a stereo mic or two or even more mics mixed to either side, at least the ones working with non-speaking sounds. For like whispering ASMR, some may use just one mono mic, but this is relatively rare. Okay. All right, that makes sense. If I remember correctly, didn't ASMR start with people watching reruns of what was that painting show with Bob Ross? I forget the name of the show, but like it was his brush strokes, right? That was what sort of like launched the entire thing. Top dev or top developer, hello, how are you doing today? Can I make a series building a game engine from scratch? I can add it to my list, but I don't know how prioritized I would make that. There's a lot I would need to learn to really do that properly, and I don't know. It's like not super high on my like passion list right now, but I'll add it in because like someday maybe I will want to do that. So let's create series building my own game engine. And the other thing though is that if I figured out a way to make a simple game engine, that might actually be fun to do. I just need to make sure that it's not going to be something that takes me like a year. If I could do it in like 3 months or less, I would be much more happy with that. Okay, so if we do that, then npm test. One failed test. What happened? Okay, we got an undefined here. No such file. Okay, so it's looking for bcrypt. System, wait. So Okay, well, when in doubt, when I run into weird things like that, I sometimes just nuke the node modules. And let's go ahead and also nuke the package lock. I think those two are good to remove. And let's try another npm install and see if that time it installs what I really want to. Okay, so now if I do npm test. Okay, so we got a lot farther. Address not found. Okay, so my guess is that I don't have something in the .env that I'm supposed to have. That's probably what this console log undefined is. Yeah, and look at that. Undefined, undefined, undefined API v1. That seems like I'm missing a lot. Now, we do have that .env example. What are you? That looks exactly like what we have in .env, right? Oh, notice that these are exports. This is actually a script. Oh, but maybe Node.js doesn't. Do we even need a .env package anymore? Maybe I have to do the new trick. It's been a while since I've actually worked with Node. Let's see. I don't know about Bob Ross starting it accidentally. As far as Wikipedia knows, the term was coined in a forum in 2007 where someone described the experience when it works. But first clear reports of the effect go back to 1920s at least. Oh, really? Oh, that's super fascinating. Interesting. Who puts export in a .env? That is so wrong. I don't know. I would do a get blame on this, and I think that it might be somebody else. Don't ignore the fact that I'm the only editor on this repo. That can't possibly be me. Oh, I can't read your username because I do not know that language, but I know one word of that, public. So, hello, how are you doing today? You're interested in Rust, but you're worried about the complexity of the JS ecosystem. I see you're using JS regularly. Do you need to put up with it to learn? Do you need to learn JavaScript to learn Rust? And the answer is no, absolutely not. The reason why I've done a lot of JavaScript is because I'm sort of like focusing on the web dev side of things. Specifically, I've done a lot of front end things with Rust. And even if you're in Rust there and you're using WebAssembly, there's going to be some times where you have to jump back into JavaScript and sort of do that. But then the other reason I jump into a lot of JavaScript with Rust is because I do know a lot of people that are learning Rust, especially like web dev backend, are going to be coming from Node.js. They're going to be coming from sort of like more traditional web dev, and they know JavaScript. So I feel safe to be able to compare it to there and like show like, hey, here's how to do the same thing in Rust that you did in Node. That being said, if you're going to be using something with like Axum, or you're going to be even not using web at all, you're just building a CLI app or a GUI app just on mobile devices or, just somebody's computer, yeah, you don't need JavaScript at all. Yes, I am live on YouTube. I lost. Okay, hold on. That's a good point. I lost the thing. Hold on, let me get the restream chat going again. I forgot that it disappeared because of reasons. How do I get that back? Where is my list? Embed chat. Copy you. I want under Mac. Let's add in a. Where's the browser? There, browser. It's going to be, I guess we'll call it chat. Not you. You. Okay, ready to display messages. I'm going to put this up in the top right. Let's see how this looks. Let me know if it's too big. Let me know if it stays around for too long. This is the default settings for it, but I think it should be fine. That message should disappear eventually, but it should be a combination of YouTube and Twitch chats. Yeah, exactly. So, Lanmo, you have your test, and Priyanshu, hello. How are you doing today? And OXH, hello. How are you? Let's see. Priyanshu, you've been watching the Rust book playlist. Oh, that was a long time ago when we were first learning Rust here. How are you enjoying it? Are you able to follow along? And hopefully not too many things have changed. It's very big. That's true. I can make it smaller. How about that? Is that too small? All right, I'm just gonna full screen this this terminal down below so we can start having some fun with this. Mostly, I want to find out how I'm getting the .env files or that going in, and I don't see. Oh no, we are using .env. Oh, you know why? Because we imported .env here before Node made .env obsolete. So that brings you in. And then I have a console.log. Yeah, API port, base URL, and then that was undefined, meaning I believe it's these exports. So if I just do that and I run their test again, does that work? Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So I don't know, somebody fun decided to throw in those exports for some reason. I don't remember why, and then broke everything. So that's really cool. Okay, public. Thank you. Yes, you need to create a website server plus front end, and in every video about the front end on Rust, there is JS. Anyways, thanks for the reply. Yeah, so you can get decently far on the front end without JS, but there is, in my opinion, there is going to be a fairly significant cutoff on how like much work you're going to have to be willing to do to avoid JS. And at some point in time, it's going to be easier to just write a quick wrapper script in JavaScript and then call that wrapper from Rust. I've done it a few times in both like the applications that I've written and then also in tutorials that we made. So knowing and being willing to use at least, you know, JavaScript when you have to, I think is helpful. Let's see. Oh, you're Hamza coming from YouTube. Awesome. Well, welcome to Twitch too. Okay, you make the font size smaller instead of scaling the image. Okay, so you mean for, let me find it, for chat. So I bring that back up to this size, but font size smaller. See, I think that was a properties. Okay, there's no font size. I wonder if I can just do a, because like with OBS, I just have some CSS that I can use. So if I do a font, it is font size, right? Font size, what are we thinking? If I do one, let's do like 14 pixels. Is that still too big? It's a little bit hard for me to tell in OBS itself. More text per line. Let me try. Yeah, it hasn't changed. Okay, so it hasn't changed at all font size. Let's see what we got. So I have width 800 by 600. So that's the default from OBS. I don't know what I should set that to. Background color, margin, auto overflow hidden, font size. Let's see. Now if I put the font size, let's test this. If I put the font size as like, I don't know, 5 pixels just to test this out. That in fact does work. Okay, so I think 14 was the original size. So let's try something like 8. How about that? Is that too small to read? In the meantime, let's see what's going on chat-wise. You don't really, Lond, hello. How are you doing today? You don't really need much JavaScript at all for server plus front end, but you'll have to use a front end framework which works with only Rust like Leptos. Though if you just need a front end and not a web front end, you can use a native app instead, which doesn't need JS at all. Totally agree. Yes. Yeah, the other thing though, usually where you run into needing to do some kind of like JavaScripty type glue work is when you end up needing to use a library from npm. That's usually what it is you want to use some library. Nobody's written one in Rust yet, and you don't want to write it yourself. You just want to pull something in and have it work. It's going to run in a browser, so you just pull in a JavaScript library, and it's like, now I have to write like the wrapper in WebAssembly/Rust. No, screw that. I'm going to write it in JavaScript and call it from WebAssembly. That's usually what I do. You're right. I did say that separately to your account. YouTube is so much harder for me to remember who I've said hello to yet or not, and I don't know why. It just feels harder for me. So sorry about that. Okay, so it's big enough to kind of read at 480p. If any of you cannot read it, please let me know, and I will continue tweaking it. We're at 8 pixels right now. The original was at 14, so we can go up to 10. And I mean, in fact, maybe we should just do that right now. Bring it up to 10 pixels. There, that feels like it might be a good compromise. Okay, excellent. Now, we have a bunch of passing tests now, but we still have some that are not passing. And I wonder if it's because I'm using a database that's been used quite heavily. And therefore, we have like a bunch of extra tests. So the easiest way to get around this would be let's come up here, we'll quit out of view, and then we're going to rebuild everything here without the volumes. So it's gonna start over again. Not gonna be fine with 9 or 10, but reducing the padding so it displays a little bit more compactly. Oh yeah, let's try that too. So let's see. I have margin 0, but let's see, there's no mention of any padding. So let's add that in. So padding. Now, if I do 0 pixels, I wonder what it is right now. That doesn't feel like it's any. To me, that didn't feel like it changed any. Okay, padding 0. Okay, margin was 0. Oh, margin is 0 auto to make it centered. It's turning in top to bottom. So it's 0 up and down, and then my padding is 0 all around. So what if I do padding negative 5 pixels? Negative, okay. I like to do something extreme to begin with just to make sure it works. So negative 50 pixels. Okay, so there is no padding. Padding does not change anything at all. Margin. What if I make you negative 50 pixels? Oh, that's correct. I haven't even looked at Restream's website. Let me take a look to see what they've got. So in no, don't want to embed the entire stream. Embed chat. Well, okay, that just copies that. Is there edit event? No. Where does this go? I need to look into Restream to like see how I actually like update this. No, that's like combined thing. Reducing background opacity, that could potentially work. Maybe, possibly, perhaps. Okay, what if I launch the chat in a new window? Can I update it here? No, that's just like the full chat. Cool. Yeah, it's supposed to have an editor, but when I run this, I just get okay. Because I'm doing the I'm doing a scheduled stream. Okay, so if I just connect chat settings. Oh, here it is. Okay, so embed in stream, embed chat. No, not events. Okay, settings, theme, default compact, scale. Let's bring that down to 200. Okay, does that affect automatically? Or is that a new URL I need now? And on top of that, so if I go back to chat here, let's change the font size again. I'm going to remove that line. I'm going to make the margin, I'm going to make it a solid default again. Oh, yeah, that definitely updated. I need a background for that. Appearance. To embed in stream. Okay, default compact message. Oh, message. Okay, that's what I want. Maybe a little bit more scaled. Do I have to save this? I can't. I know it seems to have like taken effect, but you can't read it anymore, which is not fun. Okay, let me try this. Let me just try refreshing you. Oh, okay. So that just made an entire big window. That's not what I wanted. Hold on. A bunch of people said something. Let me go back and look at this again. Suyash, hello. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I did accidentally my entire OBS properties. We have to fix those today, which is fun. Why am I sharing my .env? Wait, doesn't everybody do that? Isn't that what you're supposed to do with a .env? You know, if you'd like, I can do more. I can do double than what everybody else does. I'll share 2 .envs at the same time. Okay, embed in stream. I want the chat background opacity to be like that. But why doesn't the... Because default config doesn't have... Okay, so default has its own capacity. Okay, opacity like that. That's what the problem is. Why does everything have to be like based upon the game? Okay, so default compact didn't really work out very well. Fortnite compact, comic, 8-bit. Oh no, yeah, all of these ones don't have any, like the background's not the way we want them to be. I don't like it. Yeah, it is super annoying, which is really unfortunate. So if I go back to just default, now I can let's see, refresh you. There, and that's what we get again, which is what we want. Yeah, I'm not super thrilled with that. So if I wanted to make it smaller, I could do default compact. But we're going to have to take this stuff and make it have no text whatsoever. And let's see, I can pull this window down, essentially be in here. Let us move you down there. And then what's rename here? Is it C? CName rename. We'll go chat. And then let's resize you. To be something like that. Now I can tweak you. You now kind of sort of look like you're typing into my terminal window here. Yeah, I could make it half transparent, but it's like the problem is it's always there and half transparent, which is really annoying. So that's not great. And I could probably change the colors. I think we'll have to play around with it, but I don't want to spend too much time right now actively. So I'm gonna make a to-do of play around with restream chat. See if I can do that later. But until then, this is a good compromise and should work just fine. Okay, so I mean, hey, now what's funny is that I look up here and I can't see your chat messages. It's just a blank screen, which is great. I still have to look over there to see it. It's just kind of funny. Like I might as well just throw something in here or have like a web browser in links or something. Does anybody still use links? Am I aging myself? Yeah, I could make chat permanent too. That's also something else we can do. In which case, then it would be fine to throw in here. Okay, so what do I want to do with this? I want to, we wanted to run the tests again. So let's run these tests, and some of them were working. Oh, wait. None of you are going to work because I stopped our container. I didn't stop the container. Why did you not? Oh, yeah, Docker compose, I exit like that. I want to Docker compose down V to remove the volume. And then we're going to do a Docker compose up again. And then that should rebuild the database with a new volume, which means we should have no data whatsoever in there. Let's just restart you to make sure you're connected to the correct database. So you're running. And then finally, we could rerun the tests. And let's see if you're happy. Okay, we got some. Can I find? Okay, so it's running these. Ooh, and everything passed. Okay, so that's exactly what it was. So all of our tests are passing. Excellent. This is good, which means that we can now let's quit out. Let's commit this as, I guess, like we're starting to work on the project, right? Starting to update, or ready to update project. All right, so the fun thing about updating the project, that is we go to our cargo.toml, which is our project solution, and I'm going to try just updating you to 075. Let's see. Things that we know already. There is no headers anymore. So we need Axum extras to be available there. Cargo toml. Maybe you have it. Yeah, Axum extra typed header. So we need you. Okay, so those two should be fine. Now, I have no idea if we're going to have to update the rest of these or not. We are going to find out. So if I just do that, and that's all, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to full screen this because this is most likely going to cause a lot of errors. So cargo run, restart time. And everything should be fine until we get to compiling our code, and then everything should break. Like that. Okay, not too many pages of errors. So our first one is cannot find server in Axum. We know that. It's a different type of server binds. That's in the main lib line 18. So that's where we're going to start. So let's go to lib. So this server bind doesn't exist anymore. Now we have this address, socket address from, that's fine. So what was this? It was It was not server anymore. Now I forget what it was called. Let's see. I want backend Rust Axum lessons for data lib. Okay, so it's just Axum serve. That's what it is. Axum serve. Serve, it's a function. We get the listener, which is the address. And then we do our app into make service. Get rid of you. Mismatch types expected TCP listener. Oh, instead of I want to use the Tokyo Net one. TCP listener. You. Okay. And then you take in what? Mismatch types, expected, struct. Is this just a... Oh, it's just a string. That's what it is. Okay, so... Wait, is it just a... Oh yeah, it's a much simpler thing. So we just do that, delete you. Expected TCP listener found stir. Oh, I have to into it, right? From stir is not satisfied. Required stir to implement. Wait, what did I do here? Oh, TCP listener bind, not from. That's what it was. Okay, bind. I probably don't need the into. There we go. Now you're happy. Oh, but a future. So we await and unwrap. And I probably don't need to give a reference. There we go. Okay, so first of our errors gone. We're not using that. Or you. Okay, this file is good to go. Okay, struct takes 0 generic arguments, but 1 generic argument was supplied. Right, so we have some, is this middleware? Yeah, this is our require authentication middleware. And we don't need to hand it this generic anymore because it just doesn't use it. But I think what we could do is just do that. Let's see. Mismatch types expected. Oh, request to have body instead of T anymore. So up here, instead of this request T, you become body, which is from Axum body. And then this is no longer used at all, which means we can just get rid of that T. And we're good to go. So it's actually they made middleware a lot easier, at least in my opinion. Okay, next up. Type annotations needed. Cannot satisfy HTTP body. The following types implement trait HTTP body. Mutable reference to T body. Okay, so a bunch of generics. So usually when I see something like this, it's probably something inside of create tasks that I've done not great. So I have my extension, we have a state coming in, and we have task validate create task. This probably consumes the body at this point, which is fine. I'm not taking ownership there. We are returning a result tuple type with your status code and response to a task. That's fine. I mean, that should be fine. I'm going to ignore the router ones right now and then see if maybe fixing some of these other ones makes things happier. So let's try this one next. This is source routes, task, create task, extractor. Okay, so an extractor. So this could be the source of the problem. So what are conflicting implementations of trait from request. Okay, so we need to go take a look at that. Oh, Toggobit wants to collaborate. Toggobit's online? Hold on, I've never done this before. I hope you all don't mind. I'm gonna just click accept and see what happens. Okay. Uh-oh. Wrong computer. Hold on. No. Yeah, it's looking for an It's looking for my Oculus microphone. It's not gonna work. I grab you. Allow. Hey, Togglebit. I can't hear you at all, I don't think, because I don't know, maybe I can. But I loaded you on my streaming computer, and I don't know if that's the right one to use. Browser issue? Okay. That's probably what it is. Are you, like, you're streaming right now, right? So everybody, all of you can hear me too, I assume? Where are you trying to... Oh, well, okay, you just raided me. That works too. Hey, welcome Toggobit. Thank you so much for the raid, and welcome raiders. I know that there's this new like sort of knock feature. Yeah, so it seems pretty cool, but it's very interesting. Okay, so audio output, it went to default. But if I had set it up to go, where's it trying to go to? I'm so confused. It doesn't have all my audio like devices listed. Oh, that would have worked though. Okay, that would have gone to my speakers. Desktop audio capture. Yeah, that probably would have worked. I don't know. It's a weird system. Are you still on the thing, or should I hang up? I can't hear you. I see the little light appearing. I could hear the test though, which was weird. I can hang up. Okay. Yes, leave stream. We will have to play around with that though and try it again sometime. That was a loud... Oh, right, because I do have the audio thing up here in desktop audio. Sorry about that. Yeah, if you had talked and that had worked, you would have been really loud in my stream too. That's always fun. So we'll have to try that again sometime. It'll be good. You need to go eat some food, but you'd love some ideas for streaming together? Yeah, I think we can do some fun things with Anathema too. That would be a lot of fun. But also, like, I wouldn't mind just chatting about coding and other fun stuff. I think we have some interesting ideas that we can sort of play off of each other. Anyways, thank you again for the raid. Welcome, raiders. I am currently working on Axum and updating Axum, the course that we have from 061 to 075, which is, you know, an actually not completely significant update, but enough that it was causing some people trouble who were trying to go through it. So I am at the very least updating all of the code examples. That way people can sort of like look through there, even if the videos themselves are still a little bit old. So this is the current issue that we have right now. We have this custom extractor that we've created It is doing a from request for our validate create task. So it's basically validating and then extracting data for when we're creating a task. And it has this error in it, which is conflicting implementations of from requests. So it doesn't like you. And you probably won't be able to tell me which one because it doesn't know which one it wants me to do. So I think we have to go back to the documentation and figure out which from request is it. My guess is that there's some generics that we have to change up here. That's my thoughts. Do Axum. Let's go to you. And I want extractors. Okay, so this one is a from request. So we're going to do from request. And I do need to consume the request body for this. So that's why I'm doing from request. Ooh, now. Okay, so it's a lifetime, single lifetime? Do you have like a better example somewhere? I'm still a little bit surprised that Axum hasn't created its own website yet, because all of the other projects that the Tokyo sort of like community, they've created like books, they've created websites, books, like really good infrastructure, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word for everything about their projects, except Axum. Axum, we just get these. Okay, so let's go to the root again. So that's where I went first, but I'm not 100% sure that's the best place to start. So we're routing, having extractors. I wonder if there's some more down here, or if that was where I wanted to go. Okay, feature flags, re-exports. Okay, no, I think that was it. Okay, so we're gonna go extractors. Let's go to extract. Defining custom extractors. Okay, so I don't want from request parts. We need to consume the body. So implementing from request. There we go. This is what we want. Yeah, so now we just have an S. So I think before it was 2 generics, and now we just need 1. So we have S and B. So if I get rid of you, get rid of you. Okay, and I think you are just the body. Yes, and no more error in here. It's just warnings now. It's exactly what we wanted to see. Okay, so pretty easy update there. The hardest thing was to find the documentation showing which generic we didn't need. In this case, the B generic that we used as the body previously is now gone. We don't need that anymore. We just use this body type, which we saw previously. So this is now a body type used in Axum requests and responses. It's a body, which is a box body, which is an HTTP body, util, combinators, unsync box body. Okay, this is all in Axum core now. So pretty simple. We just have to know that we need body. And that's really all it is. And if we look at you, yeah, you don't really give us any other information either. Okay, they are fine. Hey, and that's it. No more warnings, no more errors. So if we come back down to you and I do a cargo run in this tiny window down below me, I'll full screen you. Sure, why not? You're all running. That's great. Let's go ahead and bring up our tests again and try running these again. Yeah, these take a while to run. We have a bunch of tests, but hopefully everything should be fine. I'm a little bit sad that it sort of does all the tests first and then it checks them, but there we go. Okay, so everything is running. Everything seems to be just fine. We have updated our backend, we have updated the backend for the project to Axum 0.7.5. Nothing else we had to update. Now, that being said, it probably would be a good idea to update them just to be the latest version. So let's go ahead and commit all of this. This is updated Axum to 0.7.5. And now, is there a way to update the versions in cargo.toml automatically? Or, because like if I do a cargo update, does that update cargo.toml or does it only update the lock file? Let's find out. That only updates the lock file. Okay, so that does not update anything else, which is, I mean, that's exactly how npm update works and how yarn updates and pretty much anything else that I've worked with, so it kind of makes sense. Now, if I do a cargo update, I don't. Okay, manage knows where that is. Yeah, I don't know how to get it. Yeah, so I don't think update will really work to update the versions in cargo.toml. Is there even any tools that will do that for me, or am I going to have to just go look up what these are myself? That being said, we did update this, so I don't know if I don't know if I need to do the test again, but we can try it out. Let's try let's rerun you. Also, I'm actually not, I don't know how much like update will update it. Like, is it going to be a full update or is it only going to be like patch updates? Because if I remember correctly, in other package managers, a plain update is just going to update minors and patches, right? Which isn't actually enough in this specific case. Okay, so one test suite passed, no failures, everything's good, excellent. So if we update we go take a look at cargo.toml. So you're updated. We know that Axum Extra is the latest. Bcrypt. So we have you as 0.13.0, and I don't have any plugins with. Yeah, so we don't have any plugins with Helix, which means that I can't like run any nice, really cool, sweet VS Code type things. There is a tool in VS Code that would allow us to do that, and maybe that would just be the better way of doing it instead of just like manually checking these all, which is unfortunate, but sure, why not? Let's open up VS Code here and see what we've got. So first off, profile, let's pull in our introduction to Axum again. Sure, go ahead. And most importantly, what extensions? So I have, Rust Analyzer and Thunder Client, and that's it. Now it was a crates. That was the name of it. You have been deprecated. Use dependent. Okay. Will you just work? Let's find out. You will just work. Okay, so Axum Extra is happy. Bcrypt has 013. It's now 0.15.1. So now for each one of these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to update it. We're going to save it. And then we're going to recompile and then retest, because it's a really good idea to rerun each of these after every one so we know exactly where the problem was, if there is a problem. Obviously, if there's no problem, then we're just happy, right? And this just takes a little bit of extra time. But I've actually seen a lot of students, a lot of developers make a whole bunch of changes at one time, and then you test and see hey, everything's gonna work out fine, right? And the only way that saves time is if everything does work out fine. But you're rolling the dice. If everything doesn't work out fine, now you don't know where the problem really is. And that's a whole different ball game together. Christopher, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, let's bring you up to, okay, so JS Web Token, you're going up to 930. Recompile you. You're doing fine. How am I doing, and what are we up to? How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. What we are working on right now is updating an Axum course that we created on YouTube years ago. It was when we first created this course, it was for Axum 0.5, but now it's Axum's at 0.75. So we are we're doing some updates. We last week we updated the lessons and all the lessons, and now we're working on the sort of the final project. And we got everything working on the latest version of Axum. Now I'm working on sort of the supplementary crates that we've pulled in the past. Okay, so you're happy. Let's test you again. Okay, everything's still happy there. Excellent. It's back to you. We have a few more of these. CORM wants... Okay, this is going to be a pretty major update. We're going from 0.10.5 to 1.0.0. That's potentially very majorly breaking. So let's find out. Yeah, that's a lot of recompiling happening there. Ooh, but it actually recompiled and worked. So that's a thing. So let's rerun our tests. Now, if it still allows us to like request and get stuff from the backend, then that, or from the database, then the CRM hasn't changed that much, and then we're just fine. Okay, everything's good there. Excellent. So yeah, that wasn't as bad as I was afraid it would be. 2 more, it looks like. We have, right? Yeah, everything's green check marks. Surday width. From 210 to 39. So this is a major update, so that could be fun. But that was a quick compile, so hopefully everything is just fine. Yeah, and we're good to go. Everything's just fine. Okay, last one. We have our validator. So 016 to 018. Okay. I mean, one would think that that's not too bad, but I'm always concerned whenever I see a 0 at the beginning, because come on, why won't you let me do the thing? Whenever you see a 0 at the beginning, it's a beta. It's like a pre-release, right? And that means that this number, which normally is a minor update, it just sort of has no meaning anymore. It might be breaking changes. It might not be breaking changes. Come on. All the other ones I can click on. You won't let me click on it? 018.1. Why are you still an X? There we go. Okay, saved you. Rerun you. Yeah, pretty fast compile. We're okay there. Retest. I'm fairly confident that this one is going to work, although it would be kind of funny if the validator is where everything breaks with the latest version. Hey, there we go. And everything's passing. Everything is updated. We have all the great, cool new features that we're probably not using with every single one of these, which is great. Let's see. You have, okay, so the only thing that's really changed is in our project solution, our lock and then cargo toml, but then that's okay. Everything else is working just fine. So the only other question is, should we do like a little video on this? I'm planning on taking these live streams and sort of cutting out the parts where I'm updating the courses, updating the lessons into their own sort of like addendum videos to say like, hey, I've done this. But, oh, you know what I should do? We should do a really quick video on that I can cut out like maybe like 30 seconds, 1 minute. And it's just going to be at the beginning of the video series that will just say, hey, everybody, it's like we wrote this for 0.5. Now it's on 0.75. Okay, so let me, you know what I should do? I should have like a large version of me. Should I like minimize everything? It'll be up in front of you. I need a, okay, I'm gonna create a new scene. So that's gonna make me go away for a second. So sorry about that. Mac. Yeah, let's do Mac large. Yeah, Mac large, or maybe not even Mac large. Maybe this is, can you, oh, it looks like you can still hear me. Good. Maybe it's just be me large. Me large. I want video capture device. Add you in there like that. I have this thing down here. But I don't have a clip down there. So that's unfortunately why I can't make that really go away right now. So I can, next best thing is to just to crop that out. Wrong keyboard. Like that. Okay, so that should be fine. So now I can just do our, like in front of black screen. Oh, we can, you know what? I can put in chat again. Browser source, existing chat. There we go. Okay. All right. So now we have all view. Everything's fine. What happened? Nothing much. I did finish doing all the updates, so I wanted to do a quick chat that's going to be cut out and put into the beginning of the Axum course series, so people know that it's not that the lessons are still for 05, but there's an addendum videos for updating to 06 and then also 075 or something like that afterwards. And then the code that they link to has 075 in it. So anyways, that was what we're going to do. So I don't need to do anything special for this. I'm just going to go ahead and write this out. Also, apparently I haven't been recording locally this entire time, which is fun. I'm gonna have to download this VOD from Twitch to get that. I will need, let me update my settings now so I don't forget this for next time. Where is that? It's auto. There's somewhere in here where I can tell it to auto record at the same time that I stream. Automatically record at the same time as streaming. Apply and okay. So next time that I stream, then it will record it, so I won't have to remember. All right, so hey everybody, Brooks here with Brooks Builds, and thank you so much for checking out the Axum course here on YouTube. This course was made a couple years ago now, and I have just updated it to 075. But the lessons are all set up for 0.5. So I want you to sort of keep that in mind while you're going through the course. Now, I do have some addendum videos at the very end of the playlist if you'd like to skip to there, or if you see something that just doesn't seem to work and you want to go take a look at that. Those have where I've updated the lessons to, well, Axum 075. And then also I have a project that's at the end of the course. I've updated that to 075 as well. At the same time, if you follow the link in each of the video's descriptions to the code examples in GitHub, those all have 0.75 compatible code as well. And if you run into any troubles, please feel free to reach out on Discord or X or LinkedIn or here on chat, wherever it makes sense for you. So with that, thank you so much. I hope that you enjoy this, and I will see you on the other side. Bye. All right. I think that's good. I usually ramble during those, but that probably shouldn't be too long. Okay, so I don't know what else I want to do as part of this course besides. Okay, so first off, Stream Deck. I need to add in that scene transition for you. So we have ending. Let's put you over there. scene. I want you to go to large, back to there. Okay, so we have those two modified. We're going to get commit. What do we do? Okay, so we updated all. Okay, so we updated everything. We updated all requirements, all packages, all crates to latest versions. We can go ahead and push this up. Those are perfectly fine. Let's also go ahead and get, let's create a pull request. Updated you. I mean, it's just only me in this repo that's working on this, so it's not really that big of an issue. I'll be able to go ahead and just merge this in right away. What's the worst that can happen? So GitHub PR merge. So go ahead and create that. Delete you. Submit. That gets you all that stuff. And now we're in the main branch and we're updated. And we deleted that other branch, so everything should be fine and up to date now. Excellent. Okay, so what's I don't necessarily have the next thing to work on right now. I sort of thought this was going to take a little bit longer. So we might go ahead and end right now. I need to figure out what the next project or next thing we're going to work on is. There's a bunch of different possibilities. As we saw from Togglebit, I might be able to figure out a collaboration with him. That would be actually really awesome and fun. We can do something with Anathema maybe. Or I'd be happy to just chat about programming, management, leadership, like, you know, any of those type of things. I always love chatting about that. The other things, I've been playing around with some AI type stuff with Olama, and we in the community have sort of like done a little bit of experimentation, trying to find some cool tools to use to, you know, replace some of the online ones that you have to pay and like send all your data over for. It's like I think somebody Alpha on Discord figured out how to look at their screen and have it like describe exactly what was happening, which is very similar to Microsoft's Recall app, except in this case, it didn't leave your computer and doesn't like, you know, just go into some mega corporations, you know, servers, which is nice. I kind of like the idea of us creating AI tools that don't, you know, just give your data away and everything. So that's something I've been considering of like checking out and doing. There's some other lessons that I might want to start working on. We have some requests in the community for those. I have like a backlog of those. There's so many like projects and other things as well. So I have to sort of like decide what do I think is a good mix between popularity with you all and things that like excite me and make me happy, and then also that I can actually work on right now. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and end it. We have 45 people here on Twitch. Is there anybody we want to try to raid? I didn't actually go and look at the raid tool on Twitch. The last time I played with it, it was weird. It like now shows me everybody on Twitch, which is like a lot. Like it shows me people that I'm not following who are like playing chess, for example. And it looks like German. So that's fun. Okay, similar, smaller size, maybe same category. Ooh, who have rated me in the past? Oh, look at that. Okay, Lloyd is streaming. Lloyd is doing some AWS Lambda functions in Rust. That seems like a good choice to go for. Let's see. Oh, and I can even see this, but it's going to, you're all going to hear that if I unmute that. So let's not do that. Cool. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start a raid up for Lloyd here. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And I think that's it. So everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that you have a great rest of your days. I don't have any more streams sort of set up for the rest of this week. I need to sit down and sort of like think about what that next one is going to be. When I do know that, I will post those in Discord. So with that, have a great rest of your day, week, time, whatever, and I will see you online next time. Bye.